players list, and the icing on the cake is the youth and the hope. Josh Fraser claims his first win in his first game, and something to smile about for Carlton.
We'll keep our end up, and they will know that they've been playing against the famous Bulldogs.
We haven't heard it for a little while.
They enjoyed singing it as well. And in the end, a big win for Carlton. That a 7-game losing streak. And you can see on the players just the weight of the world has come off their shoulders. Obviously, a huge week at their football club. That man there in game 1, well, he gave us some absolute highlights even before the ball was bounced. And I think the positive thing for Josh Fraser is there are so many contributors through this list.
Let's get down to Nick Del Santo.
Well, Cripper, it's been a little while between drinks. It's been a hell of a week. What's the emotions going through your body right now?
Yeah, I'm like proud of the boys. Big emotional week. Like it's tough when you, I suppose, with someone you go to battle with, and especially as a captain, leadership, senior player, have a huge amount of respect for your senior coach. They're not gonna lie, mate. I was flat just because I respect him so highly. But what I'm proud of the boys is the energy we created throughout the week. We felt the emotion of it. Everyone felt it different ways, but then when we came in and trained the next day, we got back to work, and no team's going to feel sorry for us, mate. Like, they're going to come out and compete, so it was our job to show up tonight. And of course, this year we played patches of games, we played some good footy, we also played some really poor footy, and it was just nice tonight to finish off the game full of run.
You've been inconsistent in the last quarter. You were really good in the last quarter last week against the Lions. And you had to do it again tonight. You particular, 13 odd disposals, 8 of them contested, 6 clearances. What responsibility did you put on yourself to stand up when you were needed the most?
Yeah, we've talked about it all year. Like, in certain moments, you need your leaders to stand up, and I'll prepare and play the same way every week. It doesn't matter who you verse, where you verse, where you are on the ladder. When you play AFL footy, there's a duty to prepare and want to get the best out of yourself and the team. So I don't prepare any different, but it was just nice to, I suppose, gain momentum in the last. But I like the way we went at the game. I know we're behind, but when you're in front, you still got to go at the game. So they're the lessons we're learning, and it was just good to actually put it to work tonight.
It was a real arm wrestle, particularly up until half-time. You opened it up a little bit in the second half. Was that part of the plan to get back to what you guys have been really good at with the contested possession and the clearances?
To be honest, we didn't change too much, but Fraser really wanted us to get after our pressure and, the real blue-collar acts. And, we did that. Like, to be honest, it looks dry, but it's actually a bit muggy under here. So the ball, was actually pretty slippery out there tonight. But you always know when you play the Dogs, they're a great contested side, so it's got to be scrappy. And, it was an arm wrestle, and, just to win's good, mate. It just, makes the week a lot more enjoyable.
Thought there was a couple of standout players. I thought Hayward was fantastic. I thought Ollie Florent was probably his best game for the footy club. But you have a debutant on such a challenging week. A young guy in Jack Ison gets an opportunity, gets one touch just on the line, which was disappointing, but then slots one. It must be so invigorating to have a youngster come in like that. Yeah,
it's great. It's obviously Indigenous round 2 for him. That'd make it even more special, but I just loved his composure. He had a set shot late in the game, and he doesn't miss those. Like, he's got a great kick, and just the composure, and he gave us the dance, and that's what this round's all about. It's about celebrating Indigenous culture, and he was able to do that. And he's not shy of confidence. I think he's built for the moment, Jackie. So he's going to be a good player for this footy club for a long time.
Well done, mate. A fantastic night's worth. Congratulations.
Thanks, Al. Appreciate it, mate.
Well, the decision, obviously, in the end was Michael Voss's, but the future had been painted by the Carlton administration. And even though one game doesn't change too much in the greater picture of things, it does feeds a bit, doesn't it, to the fans, and obviously they'd be pretty happy with what they saw, because they now know, and probably already knew, but there is some talent on this list, and they get them playing the right way. There's wins there for this season and beyond.
There is, Hunter, and after 7 losses and you get a coach sacked, you can actually forget how to win.
Yep.
And that's the difficult thing, is that you just need to find a way. And under Josh Fraser for the first time, Carlton found a way. You heard from Patrick Cripps, they didn't change too much. Still played that short game. They had a lot of numbers around stoppage, but fundamentally they go home with the 4 points, and they go home with smiles on their faces, and their fans go home with hope. Hope to see some young players potentially at the back half of this season, players that could take this club forward under the tutelage of Josh Fraser this year.
What about these scenes in the room as well? I mean, it's been a long time coming for Carlton. Obviously, their first victory since round 1, snapping that 7-game losing streak. And you can just see the relief, the smiles on everyone's faces, and the pure joy for the entire footy club, those on field and also those off it.
Not going to lie, I can smell a bit of finance down here too, Kat. There's some money in the room at the moment. Don't worry about that. There's some capital.
Stick to the footy, King.
No, it is great. It is great, and this is what winning does, isn't it? It gathers people, and there's a lot of emotion in the pre-game, a bit of apprehension, what we're going to expect. Is it going to be different? It wasn't greatly different. I'm looking forward to talking to Josh about what he saw from a coaching point of view, because it didn't look drastically different to the Voss version, but you know, you can't replace this. Everyone talks about it. The 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever you want to say after a win is why you play the game. And then all the rest flows from that. But they're just competitors, these guys. And to be able to come out to their family and friends and say, yep, we've achieved.
You imagine the people who want this job we're watching on tonight. And didn't you get the feeling in the stadium when the Carlton fans were up and about, you thought this is a good job to get, to be coach of a powerhouse club like Carlton?
I'm just looking at what Stephen King's done with Melbourne. And sometimes you look at the same faces in a different way, and a little bit of
Hold
that's
that
happening
thought.
at Carlton.
Because we got the interim coach, Josh Fraser, joining us. Congratulations. How easy is coaching?
Even in victory, I'm not sure it's easy. Yeah, look, really, really happy for the club. I mean, it's been a big couple of weeks, to be fair, but obviously the events of this week have given Vossi such a loved figure, and the way that the group was able to galvanise and turn up tonight and perform was outstanding. Was that the most difficult part of guiding the group during this week? Because I heard some of the captain Patrick Cripps talk about the guilt he felt following Vossi's resignation. Was that something felt amongst a number of people at the club? Yeah, I think that was real, and it was important that when Tuesday unfolded that we did that really well and gave people the space they needed. But then the thing I was most impressed with was the way we turned up on Wednesday and got to work. And I'm sure a lot of guys were still... That's the debutant getting a few He's pretty popular already, isn't he? Isn't he? A lot of guys were still, I guess, processing the way things unfolded. But again, for them to turn up tonight and perform the way they did was pleasing.
Tell us about your 2 hours in the box. What was it like in the big chair? You had to make all the big calls. We saw you get a little bit stressed on occasion, which was part of the gig, I guess. But what was it like?
I really enjoyed it, and it's worth me shouting out right now all our assistant coaches as well. I think this is a real collective approach, and look, I enjoyed it. It's a great experience for me. I'll learn a lot from tonight. I thought we worked pretty well together for most of the night, but again, I think most of the credit should go to the playing group, the way they were able to manage the momentum of the game. That's something we've been working hard at, and we know we've got work to do, but tonight in isolation was really pleasing. What was that moment like, though, the full-time siren, when you're just able to breathe and enjoy it? They kicked a couple quickly and you never quite feel safe. But, yeah, I took some comfort in the way we managed the late part of the game. And, again, that's something we've been challenged with this year. And I think the other thing that excited me and others tonight was our fans getting energised by the way we wanted to play. So that's something we want to hold on to.
What was your message this week? I mean, you walk in, stand in front of the group first time. Yeah. They're all desperate to hear that first sentence. What did you go with?
Well, it was a little bit around our identity piece. So in terms of, you know, every team wants to play a certain way, but the reality is you don't get to play that way all the time. So for me, it was what we come back to, and I thought our pressure was outstanding tonight. That's probably a part of the game which I think's wavered at times, and teams have been able to get momentum on top of us. But I just thought the way we were able to contain the contest for the most part, even when we didn't quite connect offensively, we were able to turn up and support the contest, and that was really what we challenged the group with tonight. Yeah, Patrick Cripps spoke about the blue-collar acts in his post-game interview, and it was noticeable tonight. Can we talk about the debutant? Yes. Jack Ison, I mean, what did you think seeing him firstly take part in the pre-game ceremony, where he really is such a proud Indigenous man, and then also how he played? Yeah, I loved his game. I mean, for a young kid, on a stage, I should say, with some high pressure, I thought he was terrific. And I mean, these are the opportunities we want to be able to provide, and it's important that we provide them when we've got our on-field leaders and our senior players playing good footy so they can support the youth coming through. But look, he's really exciting. I think he's going to be a fan favourite.
Is he a bit of a character? I mean, that's what we're picking up, the vibe we're picking up on.
Yeah, he's a little bit flamboyant. You might have come through a little bit with how he played tonight, but we want to encourage guys like Jack to be themselves, and he's going to be a great addition for the club.
How does this come about? Did you have a hand in making sure that he was part of this? Did he ask you?
I think it was important to Jack and Zach to do this tonight, and we wanted to encourage that. So, again, if it's important to the players, we're going to continue to encourage that and support them. And, it seems like the moment wasn't too big for him tonight.
How proud are you of the skipper? I mean, there was a lot of talk about Patrick Cripps and his future, a lot of speculation when he's given so much to this club, and he gave so much tonight in particular.
I've been fortunate that I actually have been at Carlton previously, and I've seen Cripper, the growth in Cripper, not only as a player but as a leader. And now I thought the way he led the leadership group this week and the way he turned up and even the support he gave me, I was a little bit blown away, to be fair, because of, I guess, all the baggage he's carried over a long period of time. He's an outstanding individual. And I think it's important, too, as a club, that we talk about how we move forward. We've got to continue to provide an environment where our older players keep getting better as well. And I know he's as determined as anyone to keep improving his game.
We know some conversations are private, but sorry, can you enlighten us at just what Cripper said to you and the support he gave you?
It was as simple as, mate, whatever you need, we're here for you. And that's sometimes all you need, to know that you've got a group of leaders in your corner. And we had a couple of conversations this week, and we sort of sowed the seed early around our pressure and what that looks like, and he drove that throughout the group.
I'm not looking for a headline. I just want to ask you, does this fuel the fire? Did you really have a great couple of hours up there and think, you know what, I can do this, I love this?
He is going for a headline.
I'm not. I think that's a job that
if you can guarantee me it's like this every week, King.
No, I can't do that. There's a lot of trauma involved in this.
Yeah,
job.
I can see that. Look, I think my answer is going to be pretty consistent. That I've got ambitions to do it. I feel like I'm still growing as a coach, and I probably don't feel like I'm quite ready, but I'm going to try and really get as much out of this next 13 weeks as I can.
Yeah, well, you've got a great block to work with now. Congratulations on tonight, and go and enjoy this with all the Carlton faithful.
Yeah, what happens after a win like this at Carlton? I mean, seriously, if this happened in the old days, you might not get home for a couple of days.
No, well, I'm definitely going to enjoy a cold one. I think that's important. We celebrate the wins.
Drink of choice?
Off to Norton's.
I'm pretty basic. It'll be a Carlton draft, I would have thought.
Good answer.
Well done.
Josh, congratulations. Thank you. We'll take that one off you.